So Trump's there, he's got the tie, and then Elon is up there talking, right?
Okay.
And I don't really do it yet, but I'm working on it. You know?
Okay.
We got to go to Mars. We're going to Mars. And, because we can't sustain life on planet Earth. We got to go to Mars. It's going to be really cool. Okay? And then they say, President Trump. And Trump goes, what he said. What he said, he's a smart cookie, he's a tough cookie, he's a cookie monster. This one, he's smart. Everybody talks about it. He's like a ship so high. Excuse me. Everybody knows it, and nobody works a word like Trump. He's a smart, tough cookie. He's a cookie monster. He's a Lorna Doone. You know the Lorna Doone? You remember the Lorna Doone? Anyway, so Bill...
When two titans of satire collide, sparks are inevitable. And in the Essential Dana Carvey on Real Time with Bill Maher, the clash is nothing short of electric. This wasn't an interview, it was a takeover. With a rapid-fire arsenal of dead-on impressions, wild tangents, and unfiltered chaos, Carvey overwhelms the set like a one-man comedy blitzkrieg. Bill Maher, known for his control and biting commentary, is left playing defense, struggling to find room to breathe in the hurricane of Carvey's brilliance. This wasn't a conversation. It was a comedic domination. And by the end, there's no doubt, Dana Carvey owned the night.
How does anyone on show business have the same job since 1992 in different incarnations? Has that ever been done before?
Oh, shut up. You don't care about that.
I want to bet with my wife. He would tell me to shut up and then do it.
No.
There's something about you that I want to just hug. There's a kind of a guy that has a vulnerability that's... Anyway, we'll talk later.
No, this is why hosts feel so superfluous when you are on.
Not at all. I can run through the stuff, or I could be very serious.
No,
what do you want?
No, you don't dare. Just keep...
Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Oh.
has dystonia. My brother has it, just rigid vocal cords. He always sounds like he just took a hit of pop. We all sound like him. After that thing, you know, my dad never came to the game, and I didn't know where he was. We all do that. The pharmaceutical company said the big egg, bro. I think he's really smart. It's just he needs a JFK AI to interpret. We will attack the big pharma when we need to. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. How old do you have to be to get that reference? I love being JFK. Anyway, next.
All right, guys. Let's talk about why Dana Carvey absolutely ran the table on Real Time with Bill Maher. First off, this man didn't just do impressions. He weaponized them. He starts with Trump, classic Carvey. It's not just the voice, it's the swagger, the weird cadence, the smart cookie nonsense. It's hilarious and uncomfortable because, yeah, we've all heard Trump say 90% of that verbatim. Then boom, he switches gears and drops an Elon Musk impression out of nowhere. It's all Mars talk and half-coherent tech bro energy, and honestly, spot on. He captures that space-obsessed, slightly offbeat vibe Elon has, and exaggerates it just enough to make it comedy gold. Then, RFK Jr. Bro, that one hit different. Carvey nails that strained voice in a way that's so funny, but also kinda sad. You get this weird blend of parody and pathos, and suddenly you're laughing, but also thinking, damn, that's too real. And don't even get me started on Biden and George W. Bush. Those impressions were like muscle memory for Carvey. He hits all the little mannerisms from Biden's wandering confusion to Bush's Texas twang and blank stare. It's vintage, Snell energy, but sharper.
Come on, Bill. I want to give you a hug so bad. Because you're just You're amazing. But anyway.
I'm amazing. I haven't said a word. How could I be?
That
You're
is
amazing.
No,
You're
go
amazing.
ahead.
No.
I've been in the clubhouse.
Yes, you've been on the Club
and
Random.
you were
and I've
on
been
our
yours.
podcast, and
Yes,
now we're
and
here.
didn't you just win an award?
Whoops. Fee, fi, fo, fear. Somebody won the Comedy Podcast of the Year. I think it was rigged. But David Spade and iHeart gave us the Comedy Podcast of the
It's
Year.
a great podcast.
Is it?
You know,
It ain't no Club Random, and
No.
that thing is random. You get in there. I'm sitting there for a half hour just in the dark waiting, and then you come in, and you're like, well, whatever. I got a little tipsy, too. You know, I was like Johnny Carson when he gets pulled over for drunk driving. Oh, well, sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had two slippery monkeys at the hook and crook. What's funnier?
he got mad at you, didn't he? When you did Carson,
yeah.
you still went on SNL.
Yeah.
And you know, this is why you are just such a genius in the person. You get at the essence of somebody. Nobody could quite get Biden.
Mm-hmm.
You got at the essence of him, George Bush.
No, I'm being serious right now. Come on. I'm kidding around. You know when he itches his face? When they would work Biden way too hard, at the end of the day, he'd be wandering around, yeah, that's the people goes there. And he would sit and be like, where's that?
Let's break down what was really happening under all the comedy chaos in that episode. Because yeah, Dana was out there stealing the show, but there was a lot more going on between the lines. First up, meta commentary on comedy. This was two veterans kind of poking fun at each other's careers. Carvey jokes about how Maher has basically had the same job since 1992, which is both a compliment and a roast. Then they get into podcasts, Carvey and David Spade's show versus Maher's Club Random. It's hilarious because Carvey describes Maher's show as this dimly lit, chaotic waiting room where anything can happen. And the best part? Carvey goes deep for a second, talking about what makes a good impression. It's not about just copying a voice, it's about capturing the soul of the person. That's next level stuff most comedians don't even talk about. Then you got the emotional layer. Yeah, it's mostly jokes, but Carvey clearly has real love for Maher. He keeps calling him amazing, says he wants to hug him. There's this weird but sweet vibe running underneath the comedy. And when he does RFK Jr., it's not just a voice, it's heavy. There's pain in it, like he's channeling something deeper. You feel that. And finally, the recognition. Quick moment, but worth noting. Carvey and Spade won an Ahir Radio Award for their podcast. It's this small nod to how comedy is evolving, how podcasts are becoming the new comedy stages. They touch on the changing media landscape in a funny way, but you can tell they're both aware of where things are headed. Overall, this episode wasn't just a comedy brawl. It was part roast, part therapy session, part industry breakdown, and that's what made it so damn good. Thanks so much for watching. Seriously, I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and dive into this episode with me. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment, and of course subscribe to the channel for more comedy deep dives, media takes, and all the weird wild stuff in between. New content's always on the way, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Catch you in the next one.